Hey guys, for today's assignment, what I wanted to do is just backtrack a little bit over some of this past, present, and future information and just kind of see how you did and how it's looking. I'm going to just use the last two assignments from Tuesday and Wednesday and just kind of go through real quick. I'll actually start with Wednesday because it's the most recent. But if you're looking at this, it clearly says that you identify the verb, or in the case of what we're doing in class, I'm doing verb phrases as well. But I'll show you the difference of that real quick. And then in this one also, you just obviously pick the tense. I have told everybody in here that if you ever get kind of confused on which one is which, especially with present tense, just look at it from the perspective of if you could still put it in past tense and if you could still put it in future tense, it probably falls into the present tense. If it's one like we walked, you already know that's in past tense. You can't go back any further. Okay, so let's just look at this one. First, the verb or verb phrases. Will choose. Choose is fine. Steps up is a little tricky, but if you put steps up, okay. Tossed, swing or will swing, struck, flies, landed, will run, screams, will slide, cheered, and smiled. Okay, and then we'll go through the tense on this one really fast. Will chooses in the future, steps or steps up is present, tossed is past, will swing is future. The ball struck the bat is a past tense verb. Flies through the air. Now this is a good example of if you're tricked up on this one. Could you still say the ball flew through the air? Yes. The ball will fly through the air? Yes. So flies falls into that present category right in the middle. Seven landed, past tense, will run, future, screams, same thing. You could say the crowd screamed. You could say the crowd will scream. So screams lands in the present tense. He will slide into home plate. Same deal. It's got to be future tense. Because if you said he slides into home or he slid into home, you would already have past and present figured out. Cheered past tense and smiled past tense. Okay. So if we go back to some of the stuff from from Tuesday, there's a lot going on here, I realize, and I don't want to go through every single one of them because I feel like if you get it, you get it. But the same deal is true with these is like if you have number two, will travel or travel, that's kind of more of a verb phrase. But to just kind of pick a few of these out, like will travel, it already says someday, so you know it's going to be in the future. Examples like number one, Larry learns about archaeology. If you take it through that process like Larry learned or Larry will learn, then you know that learns falls into the present category. Okay, so things like extends is present tense, depended is past tense. Some of these other ones that people might have had trouble with, harnesses is present tense, will increase is future tense, and pretty much on down the line. Like 18, floods. The Nile's floods help the crops. So you could say floods helped the crops, or you could say the Nile's floods will help the crops. But since they say it in the help format, you know that that falls into the present category. Okay. Even ones like 20 where it says today, that tells you that it's present. Today, Egypt exports cotton. Okay. For the ones at the bottom, they give you the word in parentheses to kind of start from, and it says for each sentence, write the past, present, and future form of the verb. So we have to read the sentence to ourselves. So the capital Cairo um, prospered, the capital Cairo prospers, and the capital Cairo will prosper. And then collect, this part of the country collected, collects, and will collect. The Western Desert contained, contains, and will contain. Or you could even put does contain. So there's different interpretations. Oases supported. Oases in this case support, and then oases will support small villages because this oases is a plural form of oasis. It's a pretty rarely used word, but it is a plural word, so you kind of change the support in this case a little differently. The sands of the eastern desert extended. The sands of the eastern desert extend, so it stays the same. And the sands of the eastern desert will extend or do extend from the Nile River almost to the Red Sea. Okay, so there's different interpretations for ones at the bottom, but basically you all kind of get the gist here. Okay, so again, as of for today's assignment, there is no real assignment. I really just wanted to touch base, especially because it's been kind of tricky for some people in class here to really get the present tense format. But from Monday's assignment, which is obviously a little more difficult, to yesterday's assignment, which I think was a little easier. To be honest, it's a shorter version of kind of the same concept. I think you all should do pretty well with this. Over the next couple of days, we're going to do some more with this just briefly, but then beyond that, we're going to continue on some of the helping verbs, irregular verbs, things that are coming up within this same verb category for this unit. Okay, so hopefully, all if you checked over your answers and you kind of pretty much nailed what was expected, and you should be good. Like always, if you have questions, especially with that present tense, especially using in your own sentence a present tense, it can be a little tricky. Okay, so hopefully everybody out there is getting it, and I hope again, like always, everybody's staying safe and being well. And as you all know, I'll talk to you very soon. All right, see ya.